Corey, I keep telling my parents that I just want to be left alone. They're not listening to me.
Yeah, I hear that. I hear that a lot, actually. And yeah, you probably feel like they won't understand if you leave a room, or maybe they're part of the problem. When you try to leave the room, there's a lot of yelling, a lot of negativity, maybe, and you just want to be left out of it. When you're in the room, that's the one place where you can control everything, and you can, yeah, control.
Like I just want to play my video games in there.
Right, right. I get it, and I did too. When I was in middle school, I went through a period where I was having a really hard time, and I just wanted to be left alone. I'm the youngest of 6 kids, so at that point there was a few of them in college, but still, there was enough people in the house for me to want to just leave them and go by myself and be by myself. And I remember one day my dad made me go run errands with him, and I was like not excited to get it out of my room and go anywhere. I didn't like being in like public, especially, so I tried to look like Nick, what's his name? Nick something from the Backstreet Boys. Nick Carter, yeah. And so I would mat my hair down like with gel, which was like hard, it was like hard to the touch, and I had this horrible haircut. It was like a bowl cut, and had like facial hair, like red goatee, and acne, and I had these braces that, they said were clear acrylic. They said they were not clear. They stained yellow from any like pasta or anything you ate. So I had these like yellow braces. So anyway, I didn't look great, and people sometimes let me know that in various forms, and it was hard, and I didn't want to leave my room. So my dad left or took me to run errands one day, and he was like, "Why are you being so antisocial?" And I remember those words. I don't remember a lot that my dad said, but I remember that with those words because I had no idea what antisocial meant. So I was like, "What?" And he's like, "You can't just stay in your room all day. You gotta like hang out with friends and do this and that." That didn't resonate with me because, well, that made me feel kind of ashamed more than anything, because I think my dad wanted me to be a version of him that was him when he was in middle school, have the same social life that he had, and I didn't. I just didn't. I wasn't him in a lot of ways, and so I had a hard time with that. It wasn't until I decided that I was ready and I wanted to have connection and actually thought about what that looked like that I got out of my room. It wasn't long after my dad gave me that talk, but I needed to come out on my terms. And for me, being not antisocial, being social, didn't mean going and meeting a ton of people and being Mr. Popular at school. That wasn't in the cards for me, and I didn't want it when I was in middle school. It meant giving like a couple people a chance at school. I met like my best friend in 7th grade homeroom, one of my best friends, and it was because I started giving people a little bit of a chance, and I left my room when I felt bad, when I felt good. Like I didn't feel like I had to only leave my room when I felt happy, you know. So sometimes I would leave my room and be like, I feel like crap to my mom or to my dad, and that's what that looked like, you know. I didn't feel like I had to hide when I felt a certain way. So that was an important thing for me. You may think that being in isolation is the only thing that you can control or that feels good, and the fact is we're human, we're social creatures. We're human beings and we're social creatures. Even the most introverted, like get away from me introverts in the world still needs human connection. Not saying it has to be through a ton of words. Maybe it can be, getting out of your room to show a picture you drew, or show your Instagram page with pictures that you're taking to your mom. I don't know. You can be creative in that regard. But it's just important to give your parents a chance to connect with you outside of your room so that you can tell them what you need and tell them how you feel. Tell them how you feel. because you don't deserve to try to go through everything alone. And that's what you're doing ultimately when you're in your room by yourself all the time.
No, I'm talking to my friends on my video games.
That's great. And your friends are a great source of support until they're not, right? They're not adults, and I hate to say it, but they're not always equipped to handle when you're feeling big emotions. Sometimes they make it worse. I remember trying to tell some of my friends how I felt one time, and they were like so bad at like handling that information. They'd be like, anyway, let's keep playing GoldenEye. That was a game I played. Like, it was just not a thing. And so sometimes friends aren't really equipped to handle all the things that you're going through. And so it's important to not rely completely on friends. But I hear you. Friends are really important, especially nowadays. But can't put all your eggs in that basket.